Welcome back to a bit Gamey and update part 2, Sicily. So what's this then? Okay, my third project was going to be the Norman conquest of the Kingdom of Sicily. I was going to go through the history, figure out all the battles, and then make up a a small table version of those battles. Using historical figures. But at the same time, I realised, that means getting a load of new figures while I still got all this unpainted. I had all this unpainted stuff to do. Because ages back, more than a year ago, when I kind of realised my plan for ancients and Napoleonics was not going to work on a small table because I wanted units that were too big, I decided to go for skirmish and so I started buying this Frostgrave stuff. So these are the Frostgrave soldiers, and I built them up, but I never painted them. I just because after thinking about it for a while, I decided to switch from ancients and Napoleonics back onto medieval and horse and musket. That's my figures. So I left them all there, and I bought a ton of these things. I may show this huge box of stuff. But anyway, so I made these figures, and I really like them, but I sort of decided against Frostgrave after a while. And now, well, along with this Sicily thing, I'm thinking what I'll do, I'll work out the historical campaign, and then just change the units to these fantasy figures temporarily. I'm going to just use that as an excuse to paint all these fantasy figures that I bought ages ago, and replace the factions with these. So there's like in the Sicily campaign, there's including the land in southern Italy as well. The factions are something like there's Papal States, the Holy Roman Empire, Lombards, Byzantines, the Normans, and then there's a kind of three Arab factions on Sicily itself, plus maybe the Fatimids and the ones in North Africa. So you've got maybe 10 factions. So what I'll do, I'll do that kind of campaign system, and I'll just replace the actual historical factions temporarily with these Frostgrave figures while I paint them all, and then I'll replace them with the actual historical ones. But yeah, I do really, I'm just really big fanboy of the Frostgrave figures. 20 figures a box, and the variety is great. So these, I don't know what I think these will probably end up being. I'll use these for the Lombards maybe. Each town or each county will have a set of 10. Oh yeah, I'm saying I've got these bases from war bases to them, because these are 12 spaces to get, and the boxes, the Frostgrave boxes, have got 20 figures in each. So 2 units of 10 figures, and then just add whatever other random things I had left over. Or not left over. There's I've got some random figures for the Frostgrave war bands. They're kind of wizard and apprentice. So I was just putting random figures down and just count the soldiers for the for this game. There'll be the 10 actual Frostgrave soldiers plus whatever other figures I've got to make up the numbers, and each faction will have a couple of regiments. So I had them. They were the Frostgrave soldiers. I also had a bunch of various things that I had. So a lot of these were I had when I was a kid, 20, 30 years ago. and I just gave them a quick coat of paint and a base just to finish them off. Oh, some of them are new. So there's that. And then on top of that, there's I think these are from Vanguard. They're from the Kings of War range with three extra figures from what's it called? I can't remember. I've got the name. Is it Open World? I forget. They do fancy RPG type figures. There's 3 of those little bullywags, I think they're called. I use them to make out the numbers. These are the Vanguard ones. Kind of like a little newty thing, newty and finished type thing. So there's them. That box. I painted those ages ago, but they're a bit of a touch up. And then lastly, there's from Northstar. I've got one of their packets of undead. So there's 7 ghouls. I've got a few more from the Wizkids range, and a couple of not very appropriate mind flayers. But it doesn't matter, because it doesn't have to be accurate. I just need 12 figures to fill a base. And also on that same Northstar Undead packet there's 7 ghouls and 10 skeletons. Got the 10 skeletons, and these 2 are a couple more. There's Frostgrave figures, armoured skeletons. So they can be the leaders in a. If it was an actual game, they could be the leaders, or in my case, there'll just be extra soldiers. So that's that. So I was chugging through them because I've been wanting to paint them for ages, and now I've got an excuse / reason. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. I mean, I say it's what can I say? It's kind of a sidetrack, but I say I'll do the get the historical campaign sorted out first, and then and just use these figures instead. So I'll get the what do I call it? I'll get the Normans at some point. Actual historical Norman figures, like many. Because one of the things about using the kind of conquest of Sicily as a campaign thing, in my opinion, this is mostly a guess. I've been reading up on it, but I think it's one of the things about Sicily and that is it was colonised from Greece rather than anywhere else. So in that period, in the period of the kind of conquest of Sicily, you got a situation where a lot of the population were these Greeks that had been there for a long time, and all the elites were invaders from somewhere, whether it's Italians or Germans or Arabs or whoever. And so there's this it's got a very disjointed system. There's like constant rebellion and stuff, and the peasantry hating everyone. So it kind of lends itself to a kind of elite campaign. Whether you've got the nobles and their kind of sergeants, but you don't really have any infantry because all the peasants hate you, and they're constantly rebelling. So it's kind of there's this idea of wars between fairly small armies. And if you look at the battles that the Normans were involved in Sicily and stuff, a lot of the time they're very small. You've got the knights and the sergeants fighting, the our size equivalent of knights and sergeants, and not the great mass infantry battles. Because they say the locals will hate you. But anyway, that's it. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm going with anyway for now. So I'm going to have a small little battles with these because I can tell I've got a ton of these Frostgrave figures. Snake men, tribals, ship's crew, Oh, I don't know. Plus, I've got some Oathmark figures at the same time. So there's loads of them, but between them they make, you know, two of these 12 man bases, and I'll have it so that, you know, they're allied together. Okay, so three of them allied together and make a little army. Yeah, blah blah blah. It's a thing. It's just it gives me an excuse to paint something different from. I'll be painting the French horse market, and I'll alternate that with these fantasy figures that will stand in for Norman conquest of Sicily until I actually get the real figures. Once I've painted up all the fancy ones, I'll get the historical ones. What else is there? Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I got Oathmark, the rule book. That's what part of the game with the idea. So I got the Oathmark book because I heard people talk about how it had a campaign system in it, and the campaign system is not necessarily going to be suitable for what I want for Sicily, but it gave me the idea to do this, you know, use up all these Frostgrave figures that I'd collected over the years. Oh yeah, and then there's these as well. My brother got these for me at birthday last year, and I didn't know what to do with them, but now they can be painting, and I don't know what kind of base I need. A base that's like kind of 4 of these on, 4 like 30, and that'll be a unit something. Yeah, so that's it. Basically, I've got all the ready to start doing some actual battles with the World War II. Got loads of these Frostgrave figures to paint, and loads of French Marlburians to paint as well. So that's all good. Okay, super bit.